Welcome to English Story Cafe. Today, we will explore how to focus on yourself. In the vast and often noisy world of language learning, it is incredibly easy to lose your way. We are constantly bombarded with messages about how fast we should learn, how perfect our accent should be, or how many thousands of words we should memorize by next week. We look at social media and see polyglots switching effortlessly between 5 different languages, and suddenly, our own progress feels small. We start to look outward, comparing our Chapter 1 to someone else's Chapter 20. But today, we are going to slow down. We are going to turn the volume down on the outside world and turn the volume up on the only person who truly matters in this journey: you. This episode is not just about grammar rules or vocabulary lists. It is about the mindset of a successful learner. It is about how focusing on yourself, your needs, your interests, and your unique pace is actually the fastest way to fluency. Let us begin by imagining a garden. Imagine that your English ability is a unique plant that you are growing. If you spend all your time looking over the fence at your neighbor's garden, looking at how tall their trees are or how bright their flowers bloom, you might forget to water your own soil. You might forget to pull the weeds in your own patch of earth. Language learning is exactly like this. When we focus too much on others, we breed anxiety. We fear making mistakes because we think people are judging us. We fear speaking up because we think we don't sound like a native speaker yet. This external focus paralyzes us. But when we shift that focus inward, something magical happens. The fear recedes, and curiosity takes its place. So how do we practically focus on ourselves while learning English? The first step is to redefine your why. Not the generic reason you tell your boss or your teacher, but the deep personal reason that moves you. Ask yourself honestly, why do I want to speak this language? Is it to understand the lyrics of songs that make you cry? Is it to travel to a specific city and order coffee without feeling nervous? Is it to read books that have not been translated into your native language? When you focus on your personal connection to the language, English stops being a subject you study and starts being a tool you use to unlock parts of yourself. The shift is subtle, but it changes everything. You stop trying to impress others and start trying to express yourself. Now, consider the content you consume. Many learners force themselves to read the news in English or listen to complex political podcasts because they think that is what smart learners do. But if you find politics boring in your native language, you will find it excruciating in English. Focusing on yourself means giving yourself permission to learn through what you love. If you love cooking, your English lesson should be a recipe video or a cookbook. If you love football, your study material should be match commentaries and player interviews. If you are fascinated by psychology, listen to lectures on the human mind. When the topic interests you, your brain naturally wants to understand the message. You forget that you are studying a language because you are too busy enjoying the content. This is the sweet spot. This is where fluency grows effortlessly. Let us go deeper into the idea of self-talk. This is perhaps the most powerful tool for focusing on yourself, and yet so few learners use it. We are conditioned to think that conversation requires 2 people. But the most important conversations you will ever have are the ones with yourself. In the safety of your own room, where no one is watching and no one is judging, you can practice without fear. Narrate your day as it happens. When you're making coffee, say the steps out loud in English. I am pouring the water. The steam is rising. The smell is rich and dark. When you're walking down the street, describe what you see. The bus is late. That dog looks happy. The sky is turning gray. By doing this, you are building a direct bridge between your thoughts and the English language.
You're training your brain to formulate ideas in English without the pressure of an audience. You are focusing on your ability to generate speech, validating your own voice before you share it with the world.
Another profound way to focus on yourself is through journaling. Writing is often the neglected cousin of speaking, but it is the place where deep accuracy is born. When you write a diary entry in English, you are having a conversation with your future self. You can take your time. You can search for that perfect word that describes exactly how you feel. You are not rushing to fill the silence in a conversation. You are simply documenting your life. Over time, this journal becomes a tangible record of your progress. You can look back at an entry from 6 months ago and see how much your sentence structure has improved, how much richer your vocabulary has become. This provides internal validation. You do not need a teacher to tell you that you are getting better, because the evidence is right there in your own handwriting. You are competing only against your past self, and that is a healthy competition. However, focusing on yourself also means practicing self-compassion. This is a difficult concept for many driven learners. We tend to be our own harshest critics. When we make a grammar mistake, we call ourselves stupid. When we forget a word during a conversation, we feel ashamed. But imagine if you treated a friend the way you treat yourself. If your friend made a mistake in English, would you laugh at them? Would you tell them to give up? Of course not. You would encourage them. You would tell them that mistakes are part of the process. Focusing on yourself means extending that same kindness inward. It means acknowledging that your brain is doing heavy lifting. It is rewiring itself to accommodate a whole new system of communication. That takes energy and it takes time. When you stumble, instead of getting angry, take a deep breath. Remind yourself that a mistake is simply data. It is your brain telling you, "Ooh, that pathway isn't quite built yet. Let's try again." It is not a failure of character, it is a step in learning. Let's explore the concept of energy management in your learning routine. This is a crucial aspect of focusing on yourself. We all have different rhythms. Some of us are morning people with fresh minds at 6 a.m. Others are night owls who find their creative peak after the sun goes down. A generic study plan might tell you to study every morning, but if you are not a morning person, you will just be fighting your own biology. Listen to your body. When are you most alert? When do you feel most chatty? Schedule your most difficult English tasks, like grammar study or speaking practice, during your high-energy times. Save the passive tasks, like watching a series or listening to music, for when you are tired. By aligning your learning with your natural rhythm, you stop fighting against yourself and start flowing with your own currents. There is also a great power in silence. In our rush to become fluent, we often talk too much and listen too little. But listening is an act of reception. It is letting the language wash over you. To truly focus on yourself, you must sometimes be quiet and just observe. Listen to the rhythm of the language, the melody of the sentences, the way native speakers use pauses. Do not try to analyze every word. Just be present with the sound. This kind of deep listening helps you internalize the music of English. It helps you develop an intuition for what sounds right. It is a meditative practice.
You are not performing, you're absorbing. You're feeding your mind, so that later, when you do speak, the words come from a place of abundance, not a place of struggle. As we continue this journey of self-focus, we must address the issue of plateaus. Every learner hits a wall where they feel they are no longer improving. This is usually the moment where people give up or look desperately for a new magic method. But if you are focused on yourself, you handle the plateau differently. You realize that a plateau is not a dead end. It is a rest stop. It is your brain consolidating everything it has learned. Instead of panicking, you can use this time to deepen what you already know. You revisit old favorite books. You rewatch movies you have already seen. You enjoy the view from where you are rather than constantly hiking up the mountain. By accepting the plateau as a natural part of your personal cycle, you remove the stress. And ironically, once the stress is gone, the learning often restarts on its own.
Let us talk about the environment you create for yourself. Your physical space affects your mental focus. Is your learning environment chaotic, or is it a sanctuary? Focusing on yourself means curating a space that invites you to learn. Maybe it is a comfortable chair in the corner of a room with a good lamp. Maybe it is a specific notebook and a pen that feels good to write with. Maybe it is putting your phone in another room so you're not distracted by notifications. When you treat your study time with respect by creating a dedicated space for it, you are sending a signal to your brain that this matters. You are prioritizing your own growth. You are saying, I am worth this time. My goals are worth this effort. We should also consider the people we choose to surround ourselves with on this journey. While we're focusing on ourselves, we are not isolating ourselves completely. We need interaction, but we must be selective. Seek out other learners who are supportive and positive. Avoid those who brag about their skills or make you feel inadequate. Find language partners who are patient listeners. If you have a teacher, make sure they understand your personal goals and learning style. You are the CEO of your own learning enterprise. You get to hire and fire the people who are part of your team. If a method, a book, or a person is draining your energy rather than boosting it, you have the right to let it go. This is the ultimate act of self-focus, protecting your learning ecosystem. Now imagine the future version of yourself, the one who speaks English with confidence and ease. Visualize this person clearly. How do they stand? How do they breathe? How do they smile when they talk? This visualization is not a daydream. It is a target. When you focus on this image, you are pulling yourself toward it. You realize that the awkwardness you feel today is just the growing pains of becoming that person. Every word you learn, every sentence you struggle through, is a brick in the road leading to that future self. You are building a bridge to the person you want to become. This gives your daily practice a sense of purpose and destiny. You are not just memorizing verbs, you are constructing your identity. It is also important to celebrate your own victories, no matter how small they seem to the outside world. Did you understand a joke in a movie today? Celebrate it. Did you manage to explain a complex idea to a friend in English, even if the grammar was imperfect? Celebrate it. Did you read a whole page of a book without using a dictionary? That's a victory. When we wait for big milestones, like passing a C1 exam, to feel good about ourselves, we spend most of our time feeling unaccomplished. But when we focus on the micro wins, we create a constant stream of dopamine. We feel successful every day. This positive reinforcement keeps us motivated. It makes the journey enjoyable. You become your own cheerleader. You stop waiting for applause from the audience and start applauding your own effort. As we draw near the end of our time together today, let us reflect on the freedom that comes with this approach. When you stop learning English for your boss, for your parents, or for society, and start learning it for yourself, the burden lifts. It becomes a hobby, a passion, a joyful challenge. The pressure to be perfect dissolves because you realize that perfection is not the goal. Connection is. Connection with the world, yes, but primarily connection with yourself. English becomes a room in your mind where you can go to think differently, to feel differently. It expands who you are. So as you go forward from this moment, I invite you to conduct a small audit of your learning life. Look at your apps, your books, your classes. Ask yourself, is this for me? Does this bring me joy? Does this fit my life? If the answer is no, be brave enough to change it. Be brave enough to do it your way. Trust that you know what you need. Trust your intuition. You are the expert on you. No textbook knows your brain better than you do. No teacher knows your heart better than you do. Take a deep breath. Feel the air filling your lungs. That breath is yours. This moment is yours. This language journey is yours. Do not let anyone else dictate the pace or the path. Walk steadily, with your eyes fixed on your own progress, and you will be amazed at how far you can go. The noise of the world will fade away, and all that will be left is the clear, strong sound of your own voice, speaking your truth in a new language. Thank you for joining me today at English Story Cafe. Remember, the most important relationship you have is the one with yourself, and nurturing that relationship is the key to unlocking your full potential in English and in life. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and most importantly, keep focusing on yourself.